Well, I can't talk about
Here
that.
we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Woo!
back to another edition of Live SEO Support, your favorite SEO live
People.
stream thing. I'm getting really bad at this. I think I'm just tired.
You're
I
tired.
look really red today. Nick looks really
You look
white
tan.
today.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the light in here, if
You're,
I actually do. I know I got a little bit of sun, but not that
I'm
much
sure you
sun.
got a little bit, right?
But not that much.
I look pale. Horrible.
But anyway, Nick was just asking if he looks younger. So Nick, why don't you go ahead and get close to the camera for us, and we'll see if you look younger. We'll ask the viewers. So what do you think, ladies and gents? Do you think Nick looks younger? I think you do look a little bit younger, but I don't know why.
Especially though,
Maybe it's the way you did
yesterday
your
or the
hair.
day
I don't know.
before I threw, well, my hair needs a haircut actually, but a couple days ago, I was just I'd gone over some old videos that we had, and I was like, "Wow, you really weren't taking care of yourself at all there." You know, where like the beard is just like dingy, you got a hat on, and you can tell like you're just fucking tired for whatever reason, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, um, some old man looking videos back there.
Yep. I remember that. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes.
But
Actually,
yeah.
I reminisce on the harder days of business for SEO, um, quite a lot, especially in like recent times. The other night, I was just sitting in my bed. Do you remember when you came over to my apartment? I had that high rise where I was in front of my scrum board that I just made, and you
Yeah, I
said,
remember that place.
"Let's take a picture, just
Yeah.
in case you ever do make it." But I was thinking about that and that whole time period and just, oh my God, you know, I can't remember who made the quote, but it had to do with, you know, I think it was Freud actually, maybe, looking at your past, the hardest times will become like the ones that you kind of enjoy looking upon
The
fondly.
fondest memories.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, the other night in bed, I definitely had one of those. But if I actually put myself in that position, that time period, I'm like, oh my God, the anxiety goes through the roof.
So now you got some money and you're getting fat and lazy and old, huh?
No,
Nice
no,
and nice
hey,
and comfortable, huh?
no, absolutely not. I've been going to the gym nonstop. Okay, I'm living a very disciplined, entrepreneurial lifestyle. It's all gym, all work, no play. You know, I take care of
I know
my
that's right.
kiddos and stuff, but no, we're going crazy disciplined. 2023 is going to be the year of. I don't know. I didn't set any New Year's resolutions. Did you do that? Did you do that?
No. I don't know. I don't really believe in that shit. I'm just gonna go hard.
Yeah, I feel like once you start really just like hitting goal sets and like actually like, you know, your lifestyle is about just continually pursuing something, then
Yeah.
things like New Year's resolution and birthday, etc. It's like,
I have like New Year's resolutions like all throughout the year. I like decide I'm
right.
gonna do something and then I just start doing it and don't
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Like gym or I don't know, work schedule or I don't know, something I want to accomplish. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just do it, and I don't really set a like a yearly limit kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
So if
unique.
Nike wants to sponsor us, Chris just said it, you just do it, you know?
Just do it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should do resolutions. I don't know. I just it's not
Uh,
something I've ever really paid attention to or whatever. How have the gyms been now that the new year has rolled over? How have the
eh,
gyms?
Pretty packed all the time. Really. Yeah, I mean, I've got one gym that I go to here. I am gonna, I think in the next couple weeks, I'm gonna go start doing jujitsu again as well. There's a gym
Ooh.
right behind my gym, and I don't know, like I've been feeling more confident physically, like anyway, you know, like feeling like my body is getting back to where it can take some more punishment besides just weights. And yeah, jujitsu, I've just been following a whole lot more on Instagram and stuff, and it's kind of got me amped up, and I want to go back in and start training. So I think that's next stage.
Nice. I'm really thinking about
Muay
about
Thai, right?
enrolling in a yeah, going in a Muay Thai gym,
You
and you can
should.
even
It'll
get
be
a
fun.
education visa out of it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you can get like a, I think you can get like with for Muay Thai, I think you can get like a maximum of 1 year, a 1 year education visa.
Oh, that'd be
Um,
awesome. Dude, I
but
would love to fly to Thailand to watch you fight in some
well,
sort
I
of
don't
back
plan on actually
alley.
fighting. I just plan on doing the training. I don't
Yeah.
plan on like trying to like, get fights and stuff. I'll do like sparring and shit like that, but
Yeah.
I don't plan on, trying to get like
Yeah, but
amateur fights or whatever. So.
once your master says, Chris, you're ready, you gotta go, you're being called.
I mean, the only way I could see myself doing it is if I was just some kind of super freak of nature and natural, and they like really pushed me to do it. But
Yeah,
otherwise, I just feel like, old man, get in
yeah.
shape, learn how to knock someone out
For those of
with
you
my
that don't
feet.
know, Chris and I are 30, 36, 37, right? You're 36 right now?
Yeah, 36. Are you
I will
37?
be. I will be next week.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
knew your birthday was sometime in January. I couldn't
Old
remember if it
man
was past
Aloni.
or not.
I like I
37, god damn.
I know, right? We're getting up there.
Well,
All right, well, enough chit chat. I think we've got enough viewers on the line now that want to hear some. Oh my gosh, I did make New Year's resolutions. They're all SEO based. I've got a lot of questions. I need to move fast. This is my year. And Nick and Chris, I need you guys. Here we are.
but in case you're not, just drop your questions in the chat, guys, and we will get to you as soon as possible. Hey, Adrian, what's going on, man? 2023
Uh,
for me has been pretty good, but still kind of struggling to get the productivity back from like the holiday time.
I,
Uh,
I, yeah, I feel that.
yes, I'm off to a little bit of a slow start, it feels like, but I think I'm starting to like finally get it. I just went to PP, 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 yeah, PP in Thailand. It's like islands and stuff.
Oh, is that
Um,
the boat ride you sent a video of?
yeah, just all the beaches and
Nice.
stuff.
Cool.
And strangely, after that, because during the trip, I was just like thinking in my head, I was like, I can't wait to get back and work.
That's
I,
actually like I feel like when you hit that, it's that's like the ultimate goal set. When you're out and about, I remember it hit me in Alaska last time I was there a few months back, where halfway through the trip, I'm just like, shit. It's like you organize your thoughts, everything that was missing, you finally organized. You know exactly how you want to move forward. But
yeah,
then you got to wait for the vacation to be over before you can get started, right?
I felt like I wasn't even like really organizing anything. I was just like, okay, I'm like ready. I just
Well,
take
that's
me back
good.
and start getting shit done.
That is good.
Um, but yeah, Adrian says happy birthday in advance, Nick, and he has a
Hey,
cute little
appreciate it.
birthday cake for you.
Woo!
And he says, I treat January like a 30-day trial. That's probably smart.
That is
Um,
smart. I like that.
yeah, I think by
I
the end of January I'll be full steam, hopefully.
Yeah,
But I feel like I'm
yeah,
getting there. I feel like I'm pretty much there now after the past couple days.
yeah. I've been feeling like that too. It's got to be easier for you though, because you've got beautiful beaches, like just all sorts of nice activity out there.
What do you mean easier for me?
Uh, just to kind of be in a relaxed, nice, like everything is beautiful state. I mean, not that I don't go through life kind of like that, but if I was in Thailand with perfect beaches and bikini clad ladies, I think it'd be more conducive
There's a lot of
to be
distractions
chilling
here,
out. Yes, distractions. That's the word.
but I think it's not a good thing. Yeah, I feel like there's actually like too many distractions around. Um, yeah, Bangkok, busy place, lots of stuff to do, like you said, lots of places you can go.
Yeah, good
Um,
food.
But yeah, let's go ahead and start getting the questions. Guys, if you got any questions at all, go ahead and just drop them in the chat and we will get to them first in, first out. Otherwise, I think we've got some audits and stuff we can get to.
Okay.
I didn't really write down many questions. I know there's some people in the group who were asking questions, but I think we kind of
Yeah.
answered them pretty much.
Yeah, there was a couple like long ones, but I feel like we've gone over it. It's just we didn't have like concise videos
I say we just start getting to
specific
these
to.
audits and people can ask questions,
Good.
and we'll get, if you guys start asking questions, we'll give you guys priority over doing more audits. But we still got, I think, three or four audits here that I want to get to, and some of these people are like getting anxious, like when is it going to be my turn? So yeah, we'll go ahead and start doing this first.
Come on.
All right, so I'll send you the first one. I do not really have information on this one. And he gave me that /UK. Not really sure why. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just audit the entire domain because you can't really audit a subfolder. If it was a subdomain, we could, but
That's interesting.
yeah. Anyway, bear with me 1 second, guys, and I'll get a little pretty snapshot from Ahrefs up for you guys to look at while we're doing this audit, since we cannot show it to you.
Well, okay.
Well,
So he's got .com, but then he also has, and it's all English, but then he also has .com/UK, which is the one he sent us, right? That's what I'm seeing here.
yeah.
That is weird. So it's like he's trying to, or they're trying to
Fair.
target geographic regions, but they're both in English, so that's completely unnecessary here. And then I see down at the bottom that they've got /UK, France, PL.
And it's all just
Oh, but these all go to different
subdomain or different domains.
domains, yeah.
Okay, so I remember when this guy was asking me.
Okay, so he's translated the same site into a bunch of different languages on different domains, which I actually like because it means he's not using a plugin to do this. A lot of times the plugins that you'll throw on to do translations will completely tank a site's rankings. So from that angle, that seems kind of okay. I don't like that all of these domains are connected. He's got links to all of the different geographic regions he's trying to rank in, which the only reason I don't like that is because if you're doing a bunch of backlinking, or purchasing or procuring backlinks for these assets, then they're all connected, right? So you've got to have a pretty wide assortment of links to be going after all these because you wouldn't want to create a bunch of overlap.
Where are you seeing the other countries and stuff?
Down right there, the flags.
Okay.
Above Vice. Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, it's all like the same brand name anyway. I feel like Google will kind of figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Good looking site.
But the UK. Just to like go back over it though, if the country's language is English, or that's the language you're going after for a specific region, you don't need to have a .com to target US SERPs and a UK to target, and a /UK to target the UK SERPs. As a matter of fact, like, seems really strange to me that you would have the exact same domain. So basically you've got the .com version, and then the entire .com version is rebuilt
on a subfolder.
/UK sub. Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen that actually.
Duplicate content. issues,
I've never seen the
for
entire
sure.
site rebuilt on a subfolder like that. Subdomain,
Right.
sure, but I've
Yeah.
never seen it on a subfolder like that. And it's the
Yeah.
only
I mean,
one he
like
does that for. Oh no, he's got I guess Germany on a subfolder. I wonder why he has some on subfolders and some on just completely
some,
separate, TLD kind
yeah,
of country domains.
it's kind of interesting. The only site I remember looking through that did subfolders, a large site, was Gucci. And they had different subfolders for different languages, geographic regions. But it was done, very professionally and it worked really well. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I've
still
seen
set up that
subfolders
way.
for different languages.
Right,
Yeah, that's
right. More
true.
so than geographic regions.
But yeah, it's
But
like,
yeah, so there's some confusing stuff going on as far as how these sites are set up.
guess the on page is just kind of changed up a little bit, but I mean, yeah, it's probably a lot of
Mm,
duplicate stuff, right?
I would think so, right? And it's an
Um,
e-com shop, health-based for those of you watching. Um, Content looks pretty good. Permalinks look all right, I think, at a glance. How many pages do we have
it looks
indexed?
like his subfolder thing is actually,
Wow, 2,300 indexed pages. Big old site.
you also have to consider it's got at least three different, like the site just completely
Yeah.
rebuilt on at least two different subfolders. I mean, it looks
You're in
like,
ARES now, right?
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like his
Okay,
UK
we're gonna.
subfolder thing is working. Uh,
Interesting.
I mean, it's coming to life with some keywords, and they're all ranking it. It's ranking in the UK only. Like it's got some keywords in other countries, but very low numbers compared to the amount of keywords that are in the UK. So it looks like
That's
Google's kind of figured
interesting.
it out. Um,
I wonder too, like if being in health niche, maybe there's different. Like, so a reason I could see that you would do something like that is if there's different legal issues with selling certain products in the UK versus the US, right?
yeah, it could be.
But even then, I feel like I just put it on the page, cannot sell to UK customers or something unless it has something to do with the way the shop's set up. Um, hmm. It's kind of interesting too, though, if you look at it at their Ahrefs graphs over the last, well, I guess even since 2018, it's like constant spikes, spike, 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 drop. Now they're gradually coming up since the beginning of 2022, nice and steady. Hopefully they
Yeah,
can kind
things
of
definitely look a little turbulent.
very turbulent. Yeah.
It just keeps coming
Um,
back to life though, which is kind of cool.
yeah. But like, I mean, it's pretty crazy
But yeah,
because we're
the
talking about spikes from like, you know, 14,000 to 30,000, from 2,000 to 68,000. That's the largest spike
yeah,
in
I wonder what they were
2019.
doing
Wow.
back then. I wonder if it was like the same thing or
Mm-hmm.
something completely different or what.
Yeah, right. Hmm. Did you look
Um,
over?
no, I was just looking at just the UK subfolder now, and it's coming to life from early 22. It kind of jumped up to about 1.5K traffic, so not as high as some of the other stuff, I guess, but um, well, not as high as the entire site, which has like what is that, like 15K or something,
Hmm.
probably split across three different countries. But I'm not really sure how he wants us to audit this. I mean, everything it looks like it's on the up and up. I guess we can go ahead and look in like backlinks.
I'd say anchors look a bit iffy, just given how many
Are you looking
of.
in the UK subfolder?
No, is that the only one he wants us to audit?
I think so, because Yeah, he was trying to give us I think the French one at first, and I was like, we can't do that. It was just not going to be as good, unless he was like, okay, here, I'll take the UK one.
My guess is he's probably doing similar tactics on each one, right? So if we audit one, probably get to some of the issues facing the other ones as well. So for the anchors on the .com and the /UK, the /UK actually looks pretty good
Got a pretty
compared to
good
the
amount of exact
.com one.
match up here that add up,
Yeah,
like
they add up for
from
sure.
positions like 5 to 10 essentially on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty high amount. I mean, it's probably he's probably at almost like 50% exact match anchors, considering he's only got 32 anchors here.
Right.
Not that many backlinks for the UK subfolder. How many backlinks did he have for the UK subfolder?
I think it's like 40,
Let me get you guys a
65.
different picture to look at just because. So it's like 65 referring domains, it says.
Then you look at this too. So their backlink profile, the majority of their links come from, or the majority of their powerful links, top links, come from their other websites, their foreign language websites, pointing back to this site.
Yeah, I see that.
So everything's going to be very interconnected. You have to consider that when you're considering backlinking, especially purchasing backlinks, right? Because you can create overlap over all these assets. So that's pretty interesting.
I wonder how Google is treating these subfolders. Like,
I don't understand what, so like it's like if it's rebuilt completely,
he's also
so this the
redirecting.
exact same
He
thing.
used to have it on a .co.uk domain, and now he's redirecting it to the subfolder. So he moved away from the uh,
So I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like this is very new in aspects to like an audit that we're doing where I'm
yeah,
like, okay, it's working for you. Is it
kinda.
the way I would have built it? No.
I feel like I would want to
Um,
go back to the .co.uk domain, just like he's doing with all the other stuff.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
and
personally I would too, but
if you're gonna link all the sites together, just link them to the home page. It looks like he's
right,
linking from inner
inner
pages,
page.
which I don't really like. Just go from homepage to homepage essentially, to link to to
Yeah.
the other languages or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure why he redirected the .co.uk to the UK subfolder instead. But I feel like I would like to see that go back to .co.uk unless there's a huge problem with the domain or something. What do you think?
I mean, my instinct says I would want it all to be the exact same. So I just leave it as the .com and then all the links would target any English speaking country.
Wait, so are you saying put all the other languages on the .com then? Do them all in
No, no, no.
subfolders?
The other languages, the sites that serve as another language or even subfolders that serve as another language is fine. But anything English, so if I'm targeting UK and the US, for example, then I'd just keep that as the .com website. Personally, I guess I'd have to look into the SERPs and see if there is really a big difference between, whether you can show up in the States and the UK for that particular niche. But
I would just like to see
I feel
uniformity on
like,
how he's doing all of the languages. Either have them all in subfolders or have them all on
yeah,
different TLDs.
yeah. The reason so currently, and if we think about the volatility over time of this graph, we're in the dark a little bit because we don't know when this site was built, how it stands right now.
Yeah.
But the way it stands right now, I could see it continually kind of dealing with volatility because any algo shift, the measures they're taking with this site seem pretty extreme, and I could see any kind of algo shift really kind of popping this up and down in the search just due to how it's built. If something's going to target keyword cannibalization
Yeah.
or duplicate content, boom, spikes. If something's going to target backlinks, well, you've got a ton of links, commingling all over the place, and then backlinks coming in. So I could see spikes or volatility being caused there. A lot of times when you consider the on page of a website or how you've structured the foundation of a website, you think about it with longevity in mind and trying to get a continual rank graph up. Now, volatility can occur either way, but with something like this that's kind of playing with things that we're not used to seeing in the SERPs, I could see that causing, well, basically like just the continual up and down of the Ahrefs rank graph like we've been seeing.
Yeah, and another way to look at it is like if we're looking at it and we look at websites every day and we're confused, then the algorithm is going to probably be a little confused as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not to say that he's doing bad, because like his overall site is definitely going up, but then you look at like the .co.uk, the subfolder, and it shot up like in mid or like early 2022, and it just kind of like peaked, or it hasn't gone over like 1 or 1.5K traffic, which for the
Yeah.
size of the site, which is it's got 2,300 URLs
Yeah,
indexed.
it's big.
I wonder if this will work with a subfolder like this. So it's
So
basically like 450 URLs on the UK subfolder alone.
right,
For
and
2K traffic, it's not really
they're all
great.
duplicate content
Yeah,
um,
but they are.
on the same domain.
Yeah,
I like because I hadn't actually checked. It looks like nothing is changed up. It looks like everything is the exact same content on .com and on the UK
I
subfolder.
feel like I shouldn't really give too much advice on how to do all this stuff with like the different countries and stuff, because I actually don't have experience with it. Um, but
But what you said about
yeah,
uniformity is
I,
accurate. Yeah.
if I was doing this, if I had to like if I had to give advice, that's what I would. I would go to all subdomains and just keep it uniform. Don't link from the inner pages to each other. Um, you know, link from like the home pages of the site, to each home page.
Yeah, if you want to
That's
do
good
that.
enough. And yeah, kind of treat each one as its own kind of separate project, right? You're really going after
Mm-hmm.
those geo relevant links for in each location. Each one kind of just basically in its own little marketplace, doing its own thing.
Right.
That's what I would like to see. Do you want to go ahead and move on and do like the on page and off page, or I mean, I guess we already dove into the off page with the anchors. I said about
Yeah,
50%
well,
exact match anchors, so I would definitely chill
yeah.
out with that. Um, go pump in some more natural stuff, because 50% exact match anchors is definitely not something we'd recommend doing to anybody.
And that's something too. You can see whenever you see large networks of websites where there's an SEO that is affecting them in the form of on page and then backlinks, you'll kind of see their backlinking techniques, or you can audit. So like if we go to the /UK, if we go to the .com, and I'm willing to bet if we go to any of the foreign sites, we're going to see what looks like a footprint in terms of like what you're looking at, how they do the anchors, where they're getting their links from, etc. Um, to whoever's site this is, I would definitely say start exploring diversification of your backlinks a little bit more and taking that more seriously from the form of anchors and where you get your link.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit. You still talking?
No, that was it.
Okay, you should be good
Assuming I
now.
got.
I'm actually the
Okay.
internet's actually doing better than I thought it was going to do. I'm in a new place now, and the internet's kind of weird sometimes, so it's doing all right, I think.
Swankier than your last place, or?
It's bigger, but it's like an older building, but I actually like it a lot more. It's like a lot more homey feeling.
Nice.
Um,
I mean, it's going to be, there's a lot of stuff going on this site. It's going to be hard to really give more detail than that. Like the
yeah,
site's doing all right, right? But at the same, so here's the conundrum. If you alter too much stuff right now, you could tank the gains you're currently getting. But if you keep things going the way they are, my assumption is that you will deal with volatility at some point in time in the near future anyway. So you've got to kind of weigh out what you want to do. With backlinks, that's easy because you can just start diversifying things from here, right? You're doing okay. But with the on-page and how you currently have things set up, those could be drastic changes that are going to create volatility in the SERPs.
oh,
If
holy
you
shit. He's linking every product page
it's
between the
comparable,
sites. Or he's
yeah,
linking like
don't.
almost every page in between the sites, I think.
Mm, yeah, I don't like that.
So I'm looking at
I
like best pages by links, and like each one has like exactly, 14, 14, 14 links. So, it's
gotcha.
links coming from every other language to that one.
Yeah. And like you said, Google probably knows these are all the
Maybe they
same
get it.
company
I don't know.
essentially, because it's like, I mean, that makes sense, right? From like an algorithm perspective, it's like, okay, this is all connected. It's the same content, same brand worldwide.
Hmm.
But it's definitely, yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would do homepage like you had said.
A lot of it says lost though, so maybe he removed those. Not really sure. Oh yeah,
Checking
yeah,
Control
yeah.
F because
I
sometimes,
think he's removed all of these actually. So maybe he's starting to clean that up or go the direction we were talking about already.
maybe that's why he's coming back up in the SERPs again.
Could
I
be.
mean, big maybe. But
Um, did you want to look at the on page at all, or?
I mean, I looked through stuff. I feel like we covered it for the most part.
Yeah, the content looks fine to me. I didn't really look too deeply into it, but
Here, I'm gonna let you finish up. Be right back.
all right. Yeah, it's been a pretty confusing audit so far. Just looking at his H tags and his content right now on a random page, seeing how things are going. Homepage SEO looks pretty good. Got a good amount of interlinking going on. Got some outbound authority links going on. I feel like the content itself is fine, other than it kind of looking like a wall of text. That's more like a user experience kind of nitpicking thing that I would like to change personally because it's a lot to read here, and it doesn't really look like it's broken up well. But as far as the on page goes, just what I'm seeing here looks pretty good. Let's check his URL, title. H1. Yeah, I mean, it looks all good to me. Let's see what else. Is there anything else we can check out here? Guess we could look at some like EAT stuff. Who's the author of these articles? I guess I probably don't have one because it's kind of a e-com. What if he has a blog reel or it's just kind of product and category pages? Yeah, he's got a blog.
Any new developments?
I'm just looking at their blog. Might want to work on some EAT stuff on the blog. I'm not really seeing any kind of author or anything. I don't know how that really works for like e-com brands.
But it
Kind
is
of
in Your Health.
YMYO.
Yes, thank you.
Seeing a lot less interlinking on this blog post I just clicked on as well. I just decided to click on a random, like find this blog and go to a random blog post instead of kind of a category or product page or whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not as happy with the on page on this compared to some of the other stuff. Yeah, not too much as far as images. Another thing is he's not showing any like first. They're not showing. Well, I guess it's a brand, so. I don't know. It's hard to. It's like I keep trying to apply like affiliate like strategies to like this e-com site. It's just my natural kind of go-to. Yeah, it is a brand, so I got to kind of deal with these articles a little bit differently. I feel like they should still have like authors and stuff though, right?
I
Especially,
would, especially in this niche.
yeah, have like an author. You have an author page. You can, talk
Yeah.
about who the expert is at your company that's writing these things.
Buy them some link wheels on Fiverr. Like a lot of people will ignore doing stuff like that. But I think it does go quite a long way, especially with niches like this that were, they've been under more scrutiny over the last few years with Google. And in looking at some of these foreign language domains, since they are separate and just looking at them, I mean, like, they're actually doing relatively well. I say relative massive sites with like maybe like 1,500 traffic each one that I've checked. I don't know how old these are or when they started doing this.
Anyway, this is a lot. This is a big kind of thing to audit.
Yeah, I feel like we'd have to look into keyword cannibalization and a
Yeah.
few other things in order to give like a better audit. But for the most part, I think we tackled the main things that you and I would kind of look at, which is not how we would set up these different basically sites going after different geographic
Yeah.
regions,
Go to
and then
just put everything on different
chill out on the
TLDs.
backlinks.
Link the
Yeah.
homepages together. Don't link every single article together. Get away from using so many exact match anchors. Diversify your backlinks a bit more. On page looked pretty good, but then I saw some where there wasn't much interlinking going on or whatever. I want to set up some stuff with like authors and whatnot just to appear more like credible and, written by a
Another thing too
human.
is,
Huh?
yeah, they need. I mean, they need some higher quality links as well, because if you look at it, the main strength is coming from their own network. So their own network of sites linking to one another. You need some higher end niche edits, some higher end guest posts, etc. Because I'm seeing like a lot of wiki directory style stuff, and then the majority of powerful links. Now I'm on a subdomain.
I'm surprised there's so many
Coming
people
from
watching
their own
right now.
network.
Normally people kind of doze and they zone out and
Yeah.
they turn off when we start doing audits because there's not really much they can look at, and I feel like it can be kind of boring to watch live. But I'm kind of surprised there's actually people watching.
The .com actually, I guess, has a decent amount of higher end links. There's like some editorial style links.
Anyway,
Seen some of those big fibers. Yeah, anyhow, yeah, I think we basically covered what we can, and we've taken up like
a long time. Yeah.
80% of the time for the show.
Yikes. Um,
Maybe we just get to questions now. Anybody leave us some questions?
what is that?
Some New Year's new questions?
Yeah, they've got some questions. I was looking at one of the other audits to see. Anyway, okay, let's see what we got here. Sorry guys, thanks for waiting. How would you prioritize link acquisition for a blog that is specific to one country? Oh, it's got a second part of the question here. Would it be better to expand to less related niches within that country or expand to the exact niche? I'm gonna have to start over. How would you prioritize link acquisition for a blog that is specific to one country? Would it be better to expand to less related niches within that country or expand the exact niche from other countries? Not sure which one looks more out of place for links. I think it's gonna depend like what kind of website it is. Like if it's like a local like service-based company type thing, like you want to say a carpet cleaner or something, I think it's stranger for a local carpet cleaner to start getting international links from, say American carpet cleaning sites. Not to say that they can't do anything, but it's just a little bit weirder, I think, versus if it was like an affiliate site or informational type site or whatever, where it would be a little bit more natural to get some foreign links on a site like that. What would you say on this one, Nick?
Well, so whenever you're going after a specific geographic region or language, right? You do want links that are going to be local to that area. You do. And at the same time, like Chris said, you're going to want links that are specific to your niche. So to me, whenever you're asking this question, especially the last part, not sure which one looks more out of place for the links. Whenever you've got a question like that, I think the best recourse of action for you to take as an individual, as an SEO, is to consider what is natural, right? So if I'm a carpet cleaner in the UK, and let's just go with local since that's what we were talking about, then citations, stuff with geographic relevance is going to play its hand. At the same time, if I'm Joe, the UK cleaning guy, and I like posting on US based forums, or I get some press where I'm known for doing some sort of cleaning that resonates in the US, then that is good press, good publicity as well. So naturally, it does make sense for you to get both of them. And even when I'm building an affiliate site, I'm still going to do that as well, because there will be typically a geographic region that I am, more closely monitoring or trying to break into. And that blending of geographic specificity and niche specificity would both help with getting up in the SERPs. So I think it's less about which one is more important and more so, well, should I blend them? So whenever you're looking at that, it's is it worth the cost? If you can get some geographic relevant backlinks for free or for really cheap, then yes, go ahead and get them. That includes blog comments on geographic specific stuff, forums, etc. But at the same time, it works just the same for niche specific as well, right? I think tying both of them in together is going to give you the best results, personally.
And also, I don't know if Nick covered this because I was kind of looking at something else for a second, but if you wanted to stay within your geographic area for link acquisition, I'm not really sure exactly how niche down you're trying to be when you're getting these links, because a lot of people seem to think that, okay, I have a website about laptops. I need links from websites that are about laptops. But like you do not have to be that specific. If you think about what happens in real life, there are websites that post content about a variety of different subjects. For example, it could be technology, or it could be like technology and business. You can start getting like pretty like broad with stuff, or like CNN, these huge sites that just post about literally everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not really sure exactly how niche down you're trying to be here, and maybe that's kind of causing you some stress with, you're starting to look at foreign links instead of many more links that you could just acquire if you kind of changed your view on what's relevant. And yeah, sorry. So as far as what's relevant goes, just try to think of what happens in the real world. A website about laptops doesn't get links only from websites about laptops, or even websites that are only about computers. They get links from a wide variety of stuff. They could even get links from, websites that are about something that you think is kind of like obscure, like maybe it's, what could link to a laptop? Something about school. It's about school. It's about studying. It's about students. It's about buying a laptop for your kid. So you just have to kind of try not to be as anal about about
That's funny coming from you, I
about
feel
what's
like.
relevant, and just kind of try to think about from a more like practical standpoint. But don't know if you're doing that or not, but just you could be, and if you are, maybe you could expand that a little bit. Anything else to say on this one, Nick?
I guess just which set of links would be the best for you? Niche, relevant, geographic specific, right? Like that's gonna help you
Yeah.
the most. So if you need a place to start, find as many of those as you possibly can right up front.
All right. Let's see what we got next. Anything on Facebook? No. All right. Jermaine says, hello. Thanks for making me smarter with all things SEO. You're welcome, Jermaine. Um, we keep getting like comments or like emails and stuff, or people joining our Facebook group, and they're like, I've been binging your videos for like the last few months. I'm like, hell yeah, man.
Sick. Hey,
Welcome.
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for the first damn time this entire show. Obviously, we suck at this again, and we're going to just say it because we don't do it enough. If you really like our content, please share it on your social profiles. Tell your mom, your sister, your auntie, whoever, because we suck at promoting ourselves.
True. Very true.
We're working on it. But really, we need y'all's help, and that's why we do that $200, or I guess we upped it to what do we make it?
It's still 200. We never
Three
talked about it.
300. $300 in backlinks or in credits because we're not good at it. We need help out there. So yeah, thanks for letting us know, but also let everybody else know. We'd really
It makes me
appreciate it.
happy thinking that, maybe we're like creating some SEOs that one day they'll be like, well, yeah, I learned SEO from Nick and Chris on Sir Link's.
Yeah,
It'll just be
I mean,
cool.
that is kind of the hopes, right? We all had to learn somewhere. I know that me and Chris had to pay to learn a bunch of the stuff that we're giving away. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Adrian says, Chris, I saw one of your tweets related to AI mentioned by Mark on Authority Hacker. I think I remember that tweet. I think I wrote something kind of like goofy. He said they were gonna be using for some kind of roundup or whatever. If you have a link to that, Adrian, let me know. I'd like to see that. I don't know if you're still here. Maybe I gotta send you a message, but I forgot about that completely. I don't watch all of their content like religiously. I do like those guys though. They seem like good guys and seem like they're good at what they're doing. All right. Hello, can I rank a website with only blog comments? No, sir, I do not, do not
Probably
advise it.
not.
I know blog comments seem like awesome because they are you can get them for free and you can also automate the crap out of them with something like Scrapebox. Um, but this is something we can't recommend you do at all. It might work in the short term, and actually, I've seen sites do very well in the short term. But usually, when they come up from blog comments, they come back down really hard, um, meaning you just lose all your rankings, and then you're fighting like coming out of like an algorithmic penalty or something, rather than, or even a manual penalty, rather than if you just started fresh and you did things kind of more correct way. And I'm not saying you have to be like super white hat or whatever. Just saying that um, yeah, this is a little bit too low quality, a little bit too like low energy for it to actually work. Something that used to work better quite a long time ago, not so much anymore. One of the things that we're always talking about is link diversity, and it's one of the most important concepts as far as building backlink goes. And it's the whole idea is that when you're building backlinks, like we do, you're technically doing something that Google doesn't really like. You're not supposed to build backlinks for the purpose of increasing your rankings, but we do it. So when you're doing this kind of stuff, you need to protect yourself and protect your investment, protect your website. And that means that you need to mimic what a natural backlink profile looks like. And the way you do that is you have many different types of backlinks coming from many different kinds of sources. And you also diversify your anchor text as well. Use a bunch of natural anchor text, exact match anchors, all that stuff. So yeah, cannot recommend that you rank a website with only blog comments. It might work in the short term, but it will not work in the long term, most likely. And yeah, anything to add on that, Nick?
Yeah. When people ask a question like this, oftentimes I see that the blog comments they're talking about are the type that you might see on Fiverr, where you're buying like 50 to 100 of them. But those typically go on like blog spots or other Web 2.0s or just low quality places. The fact of the matter is, a quality blog comment is actually a very hard link to get. You might blanket 20, 30 different websites in your niche or geographic region trying to get a blog comment, but the um, quality ones typically are going to be approved by a webmaster. And so, you've got to take into account that a real quality blog comment, although it's free, is not necessarily an easy link to get. And it does take some time. There's no real. I've tried a plethora of cheap blog commenting services and was always disappointed. The best way to do it is to use Scrapebox to get a long list of sites that you might try for, and then just start blanketing. While you're doing that though, and waiting to see if these get approved and show up, you're going to want to do what Chris said, which is diversify your backlink profile with other backlinks, other types of backlinks. And then remember that with blog comments, what's most natural is just you're going to have your name or your brand or whatever pointing at the home page of your website. Don't try and get fancy to inner pages with exact match anchors, etc.
Alrighty. I want to go ahead and see this really quick. I guess Adrian got back with they're gonna read off my comment. I don't know if I can do sound on here. Desktop audio. Let me see something. We'll just try this, I guess.
My favorite one being Chris Tsitsas, butchering that pronunciation.
You got a black box
AI
covering
Oh shit.
the video.
content will become
And I can't
self-aware,
hear
far
what they're
outnumbering
saying.
human written content, it will brutally murder its predecessor in its quest for the singularity to be the only source of information for our species, thus paving the way for the future enslavement of us. Well, maybe not next year.
Nice.
I guess I won. They said it was their favorite one.
It is good.
I guess it was SEO predictions for 2023. I think they just asked on Twitter, and I just like wrote some stupid thing late at night, you know, as you do. AI content will become self-aware, far outnumbering human-written content. It will brutally murder its predecessor in its quest for the singularity to be the only source of information for our species, thus paving the way for its future enslavement of us. Okay. Well, cool. I'm glad I got famous for that.
Did you win a prize?
I don't know. Maybe I'll send him a message and ask if I got anything.
Sir, what did I win? Sir.
Thanks for that, Adrian. That was cool to see. I completely forgot about that. Here, let's see. What do we got next? Tom was giving some information. Personal. Wait, let me make sure this is turned off. Yeah, sorry if that was messing up the sound, guys. I'm not really sure if that was working or not. Tom was saying personal finance, so some topics are universal and could be linked to, but government programs or credit cards would be the same. What was that in relation to? Oh, that was, he was asking about getting links from the other countries. Yeah, exactly like you said, Tom. You know, just do what's natural. I think you have the right idea now. I was thinking of having a career in SEO, so I'd love if you can tell me how much money can one make doing SEO, just a rough estimate.
0 to $10 billion.
Yeah, I wish there was a statistic. I wonder how many people just fail with SEO and give up. Like what percentage of people who start learning it fail and end up making $0?
If you had to guess, what would you think?
I would say over 50%. I'd say probably more like 75 or 80. Because it's one of the things that's marketed as like, make money from home, you know, it's going to be great. You're going to make money from home and learn it now. And yeah. What were you going to say though?
I'd say it's probably like 90. I think it's very high up
90%
there.
failure and 95%.
It's just, I mean, if I really had to think about it and took a honest, educated guess, just with, you know, so I've been in about a decade now. A lot of the people that were there when I got started are long gone. And I mean a lot of the faces that were there. And it definitely pushed me to a lot of times where I wanted to give up at times too. You know, I think it's very incredibly difficult. And I think if you're asking this question, it's better to consider it like an internship for your first year or two. If you've got a normal job, but you're looking for an exit, keep that job and start studying. Build a site, an experimental site, affiliate, local, whatever, and rank it. Start ranking it. Start experimenting with different recipes that you're going to use later on and hone in on those skills that are actually going to give you success. Because the fact of the matter is, it's always, I think, for majority of businesses, for majority of entrepreneurs, it's going to be a slow, hard grind to just get to that basic, I am supplying enough to support my needs. And then once you get there and you've got proof of concept and you kind of know what you're doing, then you can expand. And the fact of the matter is, it's limitless. Once you do figure it out, once you do start rolling it, opportunity is a dime a dozen in SEO, because think about it, you can hit so many different angles. You can do e-com, affiliate, local. You can partner with different people and help their businesses. You could run an agency. but you have to be able to do it. And I think a lot of reasons that we see people fail is that they conceptualize, well, I'm going to make this much money by this time.
Yeah.
And then they don't work on proof of concept with anything but like what they're trying to get
They don't
going. And
work
if
on
that's an affiliate
understanding. They
site,
work on trying to get
right?
that dollar.
Yeah, chasing the carrot, and chasing the carrot is going to stress you out. Even if you do manage to, like say follow our directions and you're getting everything going up great, you start making a little money, boom, algo update happens, and you've got to reevaluate where you are and what you're doing. So, how much money can you make in SEO?
You can be
It's
a
literally
millionaire.
limitless.
Yeah, you could
Oh yeah,
be very, very
multi-millions.
wealthy.
Yeah. For example, the company that I started in working in SEO, I won't say its name. It was a large venture capital backed company. Quite honestly, just horrible business practices, etc. But that company, after I left there, I think it was about 2 years later, sold for 230 million. If you consider the largest affiliate site that I know of that was sold, I think it was New York Times bought Wirecutter.com for 28 million, and that's an affiliate site. So $28 million affiliate site. But conceptualize those numbers, and we're talking about high, venture capital style backed companies. But it's something you can do from the ground up. Me, for example, first sites I ever ranked were local websites that I actually never even ended up doing anything with. But that proof of concept helped. When I wanted to sell myself to somebody else, like here's some stuff that I've done, but also just for my own, mental sake, it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and then you can kind of move from there, but gradually.
Yeah, so to answer your question, you can make a ton of money doing SEO, but don't quit your job yet. Stay in your job. Treat this as like going to university, right? You're learning something that can completely change your life. You're going to work, you can work from home. You can never have a job again. These aren't fake things. These are, the life that we have now. I work when I want to work. It's very different from the life I had before. And like Nick was saying, the once you start doing SEO, it can branch into a million different things. What you're really learning is how to make money on the internet, and all of these million different things, they start tying all together, and it's just insane how much possibility there is. And picking what direction to go in is kind of the hardest choice in a lot of the time.
Thing.
Just like which way do I want to make money becomes the question, rather than can I make money? But yeah, take it seriously. Don't put a time limit on trying to make X amount of money. You're just going to stress yourself out, and you're going to blow up your website. Start learning slowly, start practicing, put it into practice. Don't just study, actually start building something. You'll learn the most that way. And just go from there. And then whenever you're making enough money to support yourself, then you can think about quitting your job and making it your full-time career.
And when you're a billionaire, you can remember that we helped you out during this time, and
maybe give us a little
plane
taste.
Tickets to wherever. Yeah, a little taste. Taste of lonely.
All right. Let's see what we got. We're going to try to get through the rest of the questions that are here real quick, guys, because we're already starting to go over time. So we're going to kind of rush through the remainder here.
We skipped last week, though, and we did a big old audit, so we will give y'all a little bit more attention today.
Because I just started doing SEO like 9 months ago. I built up a site and a niche to the first page in several locations. I rank 1 to 10 on the site and lots more business. I have 2 to 3 keywords. I'm stuck 10 to 15. They were at 7 to 8. I have one competitor with 12 to 16 sites in the same niche that have pushed me down a bunch. He pretty much monopolized the 2 to 3 keywords. And part 3, The other two in the niche just took the route of getting 100,000 plus links to compete with them. Long story short, the top guy is getting links from Vice, Thrillist, Inquirer, with other top end links. Part 4. I feel stuck dealing with the guy seeing the strategy as a noob.
First off, pat yourself on the back for only being in 9 months, being dedicated to your website, and then getting into a point where you're competing with somebody who's obviously, you know, kind of in a little bit of a different league, probably. Yeah. Great job. And don't ever downplay that. That's huge. I know sometimes money can stress people out, whatever, but that's a huge feat. Without even looking into it, my guess is you're just having a competition issue. Either your site's newer than these other ones, it's not as fleshed out from an on-page perspective or from an off-page perspective. And so you talk about these backlinks that they're getting. If you can't get those editorial links, do it.
I was saying he can get them too.
Yeah. I mean, you can try.
You gotta work
some
for
of them
them.
might be kind of hard. Or you can start, getting backlinks, higher quality backlinks from a service like us. Niche edits, guest posts, etc., the higher end stuff, and muscling up the SERPs that way. For the harder competition keywords, it used to be easier to say that within 6 months, somebody's going to be able to attain certain keywords. I think nowadays it's a lot harder. Because you kind of have to flesh out the topical map of your website, make sure that you're hitting all these different angles, especially for the more competitive terms, before you're allowed to go up there. And then even if you have done that, somebody who's done that, for example, your competitors, but then also managed to really beef up their website via the backlinks that they're getting, it's the same thing. It's competition, right? So how are you going to go about beating that? You're going to stick to what you've been doing because you have been rewarded in the SERPs, right? You're doing really well. You just need to keep doing that. So new content going up regularly, flesh out the topical map of whatever niche you're in, and then continually, adding backlinks to your profile.
Yeah, it's hard to really to give you like too much advice without, seeing what's going on ourselves. But like Nick said, if it's just the competitors kind of like pushing you down, at least you're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing like a million things wrong with your on-page SEO or your content or your backlinks or whatever, which is normally what we see. Most people that come to us, they give us their websites and we start looking at it, we're like, oh man, there's a lot you got to clean up here, right?
Yeah.
But if your only problem is their competitors are just kind of outclassing you with some kind of more advanced techniques, then that's a little bit of a different story. And like Nick said, you can start grabbing other links to try to compete with them. I don't know what niche you're in. I don't know exactly what the niche is. I don't know like how prevalent like black hat tactics are in that niche. But 100,000 backlinks is not normal. That's a it's 100,000 backlinks. He didn't say referring domains.
Oh,
maybe he means referring domains. I'm not really sure. But look at referring domains instead of number of backlinks. Another thing you can do is go into Ahref, or if you have Ahrefs, and you can see how many of those backlinks are actually like real backlinks. I think I have a post going up about this later in the week, but anyway, what you can do is you go into Ahrefs, you go to backlinks, and then you use the filter at the top, and the things you want to click are do follow, so you want to show only do follow backlinks. Go to backlink type and go to in content. This means it's a contextual backlink from like an article, so it's not going to count something like a blog comment or like a footer link or basically anything that's not like a link like in an article in the content. Then go to DR and just sort it from like DR, like you can go like 5 or 10, like something quite low. Just go like DR 10 to 100. So it's basically cutting out like any like super low authority links, which when they're building a lot of spam stuff, a lot of times it comes from this kind of like real low authority stuff. And then you can click the button that says exclude subdomains. That'll cut out Web 2.0 spam as well. And then click show results to apply the filter or whatever. And what you'll normally see, what'll normally happen is you'll like cut down the amount of backlinks that you're looking at a website having. Maybe they had like 4,000 referring domains before. This will cut it down to like 250. And now you're looking at like what the real like meat and potatoes of their backlink profile is, which is I've got to build about 250 quality links to get where these guys are, not counting all this other kind of stuff they have, which is probably helping them to some extent as well, but not really the same amount as the quality stuff goes. And it might not even really be helping them that much or at all, because Google's gotten better and better and better and better at ignoring these really low energy kind of spam tactics. They just released another algo update in December, the link spam update, to help better disregard spam. Be interesting to see what's happening to your competitors. The guy with 100K backlinks, I wonder how he's doing with that algo update, if he took a little bit of hit at all.
Yeah, or if it's a clean backlink profile, then you got probably a long way to go.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully that helps you, Jermaine. But yeah, just stick to it, man. If you've got any questions, go ahead and join us in our Facebook group, SEO Roundtable. We're in there every day answering questions and stuff. And if you have any other questions about like what your competitors are doing or what you're doing or whatever, could definitely help you out.
Something I think I want to add to this just real quick is a lot of times, especially newer SEOs, are going to get obsessed with the money keyword targets, the highly competitive ones that they figured out early on that they wanted to target, and that was like their main goal set. Working up to that means, especially early on, and we repeat this, do full, well-rounded keyword research and start targeting the terms that are easier to get in the SERPs, because all of that is going to flesh out your topical map towards that goal set with that one page, but also lead to trickle in traffic, right? So I can't stress enough, sometimes those low value targets, not sometimes, the more you add them up, the more valuable they become, not only from like a monetization standpoint, but from a standpoint in helping you in the SERPs as well. So.
All right. That's how come I am gaining organic search traffic but losing keywords using SEMrush? It's really going to depend. I mean, my best advice for you, you're going to have to like look at what the keywords are that you're losing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times you'll see websites start ranking for keywords that had no business ranking for anyway. And then Google basically starts to understand the website better and is like, hey, you're not supposed to rank for this shit. And then just like knocks it out. And so it looks like you're like traffic, right? It's like, oh, my keywords are going down, but in reality, you weren't supposed to be ranking for that stuff anyway. Yeah, really hard to say without looking at it. But what I'll tell you is just look at the keywords that you're losing, see what's going on with those, and you're gonna have to go from there. It's cool that you're gaining organic search traffic. So, I wouldn't say Google is upset with you. Sounds like Google is rewarding you with higher rankings. I'd rather have more traffic than more keywords,
Yeah.
But yeah, if the keywords that you're losing are important, then you're gonna kind of want to have to dig into that. Maybe check out stuff like cannibalization, or just if you've covered the topic completely as far as doing a bunch of different articles on that kind of stuff, or if I don't know if you're using like AI content or anything, maybe Google's seeing the pages as low quality or something, and it's kind of like saying, we don't want this ranking anymore. There's a bunch of different stuff you're gonna have to look into that we're not gonna really be able to give you advice on, but it's not always the end of the world. Do you have anything to add on that, Nick?
Well, yeah, a lot of times too, if it's a newer site, you're going to see that Google prods top positions in the SERPs with these newer sites that are kind of up and comers. And so you might resonate in specific SERPs for a good amount of time or for like a short period of time, and then fall back out as you're raising up in organic keywords general, right? This is Google kind of testing you in different positions as well. So that can happen. We don't have too much information on, how old this site is, et cetera. So like Chris said, we're going to be limited in what we can tell you, but that's something that you see a lot. And in terms of, if this is a few months old site, we've gone through a lot of algo updates. A lot of volatility has occurred in the SERPs. So, this could be related to that as well. Just things to consider.
All right. How to beat a giant website as a little website. It's a real David and Goliath story, Trend.
It's yeah, take some trend.
Take some
That's
trend.
funny because I was thinking I'm going to use a workout analogy. If you're the little guy and you want to be Mr. Olympia, you get started somewhere and then you keep working different angles and you keep working and you keep working.
Become a big website.
Become a big website. Yeah, that's it. I mean, like that is the story, right? Like that is the only way.
Well, okay, so first what you need to do is you need to look.
Hacker and you can really spam out a good site, but then there's no longevity.
Well, go look at, first thing I would do is go look at the SERPs for the keywords that you're trying to rank for and look at what kind of websites are ranking there. Are there any small websites ranking, or is it only big websites ranking? So that'll give you an idea, because for certain keywords, Google likes to see more authority. They like to see these monster sites, right? So for like really big keywords, if you look them up, like your biggest keywords, if you look those up and it's only monster sites in there, it might not be possible for you to beat them out as a little website. It just might not be. I'm not saying it's 100% impossible, because you might be able to be a little more niche down website and you could still sneak in there even if there's no other niche down websites in there. But usually, if it's possible, there will already be a niche down website in there ranking.
Yeah.
So you really want to see that as kind of like a proof of concept, right? Someone else has proved the concept for you. That would be nice to see. And so basically how you're beating them at that point is your website is more tailored to those keywords. Your website is more specific about that content than like a big website. So like a website that's all about like technology versus a website that's only about gaming computers. They're kind of seen as more of an authority on gaming computers. They're really good at gaming computer stuff than a website that's only about tech. But anyways, like I said, look at what Google says for those keywords. But even if that's the case, you could still go after the lower competition, more long tail keywords, and there might be openings there. Like Nick was saying, you're kind of looking for these opportunities, and a lot of the times that means, hey, I can't rank for best gaming computer, but maybe you're ranking for best gaming computer for college dropouts. But anyway, you get the idea. Just some kind of long tail keyword that's less competitive, lower search volume, so there's not going to be as much money there for you, but you could actually try to be able to rank for this stuff. So again, you look at the SERPs for those, see who's ranking for those keywords, and what you see a lot of the time is that these big websites, they just don't bother with the kind of smaller stuff, and they just go after the bigger stuff.
Up.
So there could be openings there for you. I'm not really sure where I was going with that. Do you have anything else to add, Nick? I'm getting kind of sleepy over here.
No, you hit some good angles there. You're right about the niching down. If there is a chance at beating a big old site, you're going to do it by niching down, filling out your topical map, and just really pushing that angle.
Gee, this comment is really funny. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the screen because I like it so much. Jesus in Pattaya says, I bless websites with link juice.
I like it too
Do you
because
know what
I'm not.
Pattaya is?
Yeah,
I
Pattaya
think,
Beach.
yeah, it's right
Um,
here outside of Bangkok.
I just, I'm
Are
just
you in
not sure I
Thailand,
understand.
Jesus in Pattaya? I'm in Bangkok right
Oh,
now.
that's who said it. Jesus and
Yeah,
Pattaya is
Jesus
their
in Pattaya
name.
says, I
Okay, I
bless
was like,
websites with link juice.
that's badass, dude. If you know what, we don't allow for promos typically, but I want to see your
I allow
website.
that. We're
Yeah,
allowing that. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know if it's a
check that
promo
bad
or if
boy
it's
out.
just a joke, but I like it. Um, yeah, let's see. George says, thank you for the answer about blog comments. I quit SEO back in 2014. It was working at that time. I knew that spam is not working anymore. I will follow your channel. You have great content. Thanks, George. Also, yeah, join us in SEO Roundtable. It's our Facebook group. You can search for Sir Links-a-Lot or SEO Roundtable in Facebook groups. We're in there every day answering questions and posting tips and whatnot. Definitely, we're YouTube, basically do a live stream once a week, and then we cut up the videos and they go up slowly individually over time. But yeah, more active on Facebook if you want to join us there as well. Jermaine says the 100K backlink folks, spammiest stuff you ever saw. Shaking my head, spammy.
Well, that's
Yep.
good for you anyway.
Yeah, so my advice would be for you, don't necessarily think you have to follow them, right? You can beat them with quality. You can beat them with and longevity as well. Because a lot of that stuff ends up coming crashing down. I don't know how risky you want to be with your website, your investment, So, uh, but I'm not saying it's not an option. You can definitely go that route. Just know that you could end up losing your investment if you do. Last question. I think this is gonna be our last question for the stream. Says, I'm going to start a crypto news website. What do you recommend taking a fresh new domain? Sorry, my brain's not working. I'm starting over. I'm going to start a crypto news website. What do you recommend taking a fresh new domain or an expired domain with a good backlink history? I want to start getting Google traffic as soon as possible. If you want to go as quick as possible, I would go with a nice aged domain, maybe not necessarily expired. But also, if you're asking this question, I'm assuming you're a little bit newer to this kind of stuff, and you just have to be prepared for things not to work the way you want them to work, right? But if you can find a nice domain and you really got your shit together and you know what you're doing with redirecting and you know how to do all the other stuff in SEO and all blah, 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 then yeah, starting with a nice aged domain or an expired domain that you give some time to get up and going again, but preference for aged domains, not expired domains. They can be extreme shortcuts to getting things going quickly if you can find one that's closely tailored to the niche or the topic you're going to be writing about. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to advise you otherwise if you're looking to get traffic as soon as possible.
Closely
But
tailored, I would say, is crypto obviously, but finance could work as well
yeah,
for an age domain.
but yeah, what do you have anything else out on that, Nick?
Yeah, just based on what I agree with you. It seems like it's probably a newer person question due to the getting into Google traffic ASAP. To be cut and dry, the way you'd go
You're gonna get
about
your
that
feelings hurt. You're gonna get your dreams crushed.
is, yes, you'd use an age domain. You do excellent keyword research to make sure that you're going after things that you can pop up for in the SERPs more quickly, less competition, right? Now, mind you,
And you're in
here we
crypto
go.
too. You're in a
Okay,
competitive niche.
you're trying to enter crypto
You just
finance,
you're
a
you
highly
welcome to the
competitive niche,
Thunderdome, buddy.
backed by tons of cash. So
Backed by
if
tons of cash and people who don't like to do real honest work.
yeah, Trust
like
us, 'cause
shortcuts, all
we
right?
both play crypto as well, right? We're not in the crypto space. However, I have jumped into the crypto space before. It was more of an experimental site that I sold a while back. But I'll tell you this, I'm not going back to that niche. I do find it interesting. I love crypto, but this is an oversaturated market with a lot of high competition. If you are
Right.
asking yourself, well, that seems like a good way to make money, it's worth a lot, crypto is in bear market form right now, there's other players way ahead of you, covering all these topics. And I don't mean to take the wind out of your sails, but
If you're a
if
beginner, this is going to be a very rough start for you.
yeah. Unless you find something very niche down within crypto, which within any competitive niche, there are always
Angles.
angles you can take, yeah. But you'd have to really do research into what you think you can get out of monetization for less traffic than you were originally looking at. So it's just kind of taking a different approach. However, yeah, just the same, if you're newer, probably not the route I would go.
Yeah, just be aware. Just be aware of what you're what you're getting into is all. We're not. If you really want to go after it, if you really want to go after this, I would treat this as a long-term project and kind of maybe forget about the Google traffic ASAP part. This is a very competitive space. A lot of SEOs like crypto, and so it's just everyone's kind of has the same ideas, and a lot of people in the space they don't play clean. People are playing dirty. It's gonna be competitive. But if this is your passion or whatever, and it's what you really want to do, and you're in it for the long haul, and it doesn't matter if you start making money quick, then yeah, you could do it. But you're gonna it's just gonna take some time, and it's gonna take dedication, and it's gonna take you're gonna have to get used to the idea that you're not gonna make any money anytime soon off of it.
Reminds me of
but
20. Oh, sorry.
Age domain, expired domain, great shortcut if you do everything right. They can be an extreme shortcut. Anything else to add on that one, Nick? Without crushing his dreams?
It reminds me of 2017.
Sorry, George. We're sorry.
Reminds me of 2017 when like 90% of the SEOs were like, fuck SEO, man. All my money is going into crypto. And
They're all
then
back in
boom. SEO. They all went back to SEO. Yeah. But I remember.
But now we do SEO and crypto. SEO for crypto.
That's right, because trust me, there is no faster way to lose your fucking SEO gains than shit coins. Okay, talk about 420 McDonald's coin taking away 1 year worth of money. I mean, it'll happen.
Whew. All right, guys. You're welcome, Petey. You're welcome, George. Hopefully we helped you guys all out today. We are going to go ahead and call the stream there. Thanks for showing up and asking questions. Like always, please like, comment, and subscribe. We're down bad. Nick lost all his money in crypto. We need the likes and the comments and the subs, boys and girls. It'll help us out a lot. Nick's got a kid as well. He's young. He's got long hair. He needs a haircut.
For my familia, please. My baby.
Also, you can join us on SEO Roundtable on Facebook. It's our Facebook group. We're in there every day answering questions, posting tips, and all that good stuff. And we've got a mailing list as well. You can join our mailing list. If you're on our mailing list, you'd know that we've got 10% off Niche Edits backlinks this month. So that's going for another a little less than 2 weeks. Yeah, niche edits are one of our top sellers. These things don't go on sale too often. Actually, they usually go on sale twice a year. Once for Black Friday, which just happened, and then one other time usually, and maybe one more time if you're lucky. But anyway, 10% off niche edits, code NE10 when you're checking out. And I think that's about all that I can plug right now. Yeah, see you next time, Adrian. Thanks, man. And yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch them reading my thing again once I cut this off because that was pretty funny. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, same time, same place, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. Adios, amigos.
Later.